What is up, ladies and gents? BTL episode 141. Peace. I'm in piss. 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 Yep. That game last night sucked. Ridiculous. I hope you guys didn't lose coins on the commies. I mean, there's a reason I didn't bet them. Wouldn't recommend anybody bet on that team. Until Washington gets a new owner, the NFL will do whatever they can to make sure that the football team does not succeed. And it's clear as day. It's clear as day. So not only do we have to beat another team, we have to beat the Zebras. And what I saw last night in person is something that I've never seen before. And I joke about, sports being rigged, or I joke about the books knowing stuff, and I joke about trap lines and shit like that. No jokes. That was just something I've never seen before in my life. You check with the ref, you see if you can move up, you check with him again, he tells you you're good to go, and as soon as you snap the ball, you call a flag? What? You tackle a guy in the end zone when he's trying to catch a pass, and all of a sudden you swallow your whistle and it's not PI? What? What's going on here? What's going on here? And look, we lost that game. We came out like shit. And it sucks for the fan base. If I've got any Commies fans in here, I know you guys feel it. We lost that game. We did not show up in the first half, plain and simple. It sucks. 80,000 people showed up to Landover, Maryland, in that shithole of a stadium to root on the Commanders. That was the most Commanders fans I've ever seen at a Redskins game ever. Ever. That is the most maroon and orange I've ever seen at FedEx Field in my life. Ever. And it was all for nothing. It sucks. And nothing's going to change. And it's just all on repeat. So what can we do? Not bet on the Manders. That's a start. That's one start. Yeah, that one was heartbreaking last night. Heartbreaking. Playoffs done. Season done. Season done. Bro, they kicked a 55-yarder 5 minutes later. Why did Ron decide to punt? So I don't know what's up with that. I've got a couple theories. So Joey was kicking into the wind there. I mean, you saw him miss an extra point, which was even shorter from the field goal they would have tried there, and he missed it. So obviously, either in pregame he looked like shit, or maybe he's hurt. I don't know, but he was having trouble kicking that way. Hence why he missed an extra point. Hence why they didn't kick that field goal in the beginning of the game. They would almost always kick that in that spot. All right. Why was the public all on the over in a Commanders-Giants game? That's a great question. I don't have an answer for that. I don't. Yes, it was always the Giants +4. All right. They said players were giving away tickets to hardcore fans through Instagram. It was a great story. Yeah, Jonathan Allen was giving out a fuck ton of tickets. And that was the most maroon I've ever seen in that place, and it was all for nothing. All for nothing. Freezing cold. Fans showed up nice and early. Team didn't show up till the second half. Sucks. Sucks. Damn. Damn. Hagelin, here's your attention, buddy. Hope you have a good week. All right. Why don't you go talk to a girl this week? Why don't you work on that? Okay. Is it Yukon or Marshall? It's Marshall. And we'll get to that when my guy Jovan hops on here soon. Okay. Jahan Dotson actually is him. Yes. That dude finds the end zone. He's got fucking magnets in his hands once he comes around that end zone, straight up. He's unbelievable. If there is one positive that I know from this season / just from yesterday, it's that we have two young elite athletes in Brian Robinson and Jahan Dotson. They're really fucking good. Those were really good draft picks. So was Terry. If Gibson didn't fumble, I'd put him right in there too. We've got some good young pieces. We do. We do. I knew what a famous social media from my school was working with the Commanders. I knew they would be shit. Okay. Stud receivers. Scary Terry's young too. Yeah, it's a shame that Scary Terry has to endure the pain of being a Commander. I feel bad for him. He deserves better. He does. But he's the leader of that team. He's the heart and soul of the team. Heart and soul of the team. That game blew. But straight up, I've never seen more people in the parking lots, never seen more cars, never seen more people in the stadium. W. All for nothing. Hilarious. Hilarious. I knew we were caked when the line moved back to 4.5. Although that was when St. Jude's got ruled out, which was also not good. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Daniel Jones against the Manders, he's really good. He's really good. He's the best. Scary Terry should come to Buffalo. You know how good he would be? You know how good Terry McLaurin would be if he had a real team? Think about that for a second. Look at the stuff he's doing on our team. Imagine if that guy had Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen. He'd be the best receiver in the NFL. Straight up. Got to respect him. Got to respect him. Yeah, Pega Acid. Is that Jordan Belfort's kid? Who is that? Who was that quarterback who's looking at VT? Let me know in chat. I think that was the first night game at FedEx since like 2018. Yeah, we haven't had many of late, brother. We haven't had many of late. Oh, wow. It's Belfort. It's the UFC guy's son. Wow. Okay. Word. Is Danny Dimes actually good? I'm a Giants fan. I don't know about that. He's not good, but he's sure as hell is good against us. He's good against the Manders. Really good. Really good. Maybe the best. That's why he still has a job, because he's 5-1 against the Manders. That's the only team he can play good against. Josh Allen probably wouldn't like Terry not knowing how to line up, though. Okay. Respectfully, go fuck your own face. Bears with Terry would be elite. I don't know about that. I think the Manders should fucking trade everybody to go get Justin Fields, although he's not going anywhere. But if we could trade, Chase Young and 5 first-rounders for Justin Fields, sure. But he's not going anywhere. Anywhere. We got the banner up. Co-host must be coming in hot. He's got a surprise for the people. Look at the Jovan. There it is. Hey.
Back
Let's
in.
get some W's in chat for the Jovan. Yes.
Back in all of its glory.
Yes. Only the OGs know.
Yeah. You got
Only the OGs know.
A lot of new faces. A lot of new viewers. The real ones now. The real ones.
If you don't know what we're talking about, the fan above Jovan's head is literally just like a little spinny pinwheel on top of his hat. It's the smallest fan you've ever seen ever.
A little bit. Oh, show the other one? Okay.
People forget.
There's 2. People forget. Slept on.
Possible for them to sign Lamar next season. If you think Lamar is not signing with the Ravens, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
sorry.
They let him go.
They will overpay to keep him in Baltimore. That city would burn down. It'd probably be a good thing, honestly, just restart. But that city would burn down if they didn't re-sign him. He is everything. Yeah. Okay. Well, how was your weekend, brother?
It's great. I mean, minus what I watched happen last night, which we're in the same boat, but everything was good. Even sent a lot of prize picks this weekend. I was just like, you know what? Screw it. A bunch of 2 pieces, just send them out. She was heading. It was nice.
Okay. Good. Hello, Yohek. How about you hit a parlay and get some grub with that? Okay, get in the lap. All right. You like CBB today? We'll get to the CBB slate. We've got CBB, maybe some NBA, NHL. We'll see if we got time. We'll see if we got plays we like. We got the Myrtle Beach Bowl, the bowl of the year. I know you'll have an angle on that, I'm sure, right? We've got Monday Night Football, maybe a little bit. Yeah. Squad ride. Don't let the squad rides get hot. 25-14. Went off on Wednesday. You guys delivered 3 wins in a row. Yes. Good. Yeah. We should have 5 wins in a row every single week.
It's honestly pretty impressive. We went 4-1 last week with a horrendous slate pretty much every single week. It is impressive. Yeah. Shout out you guys.
It is impressive. Shout out chat for good votes. Yeah, what the hell are you getting for $3, brother? Come on. Yeah, the Bengals in the second half, man. They look great. Tom Brady's a fucking douchebag. Gummit.
Yeah.
He's a douche.
Yeah.
He's a douche. I tailed the surgical 6 and left hand up fucked me because 365 actually had early pay for Bucks. Well, I'm sorry, brother. The Manders did what they always do, and that's fuck people. They did that last night a lot to a lot of people, and it was not cool. God damn.
It's tough. It's tough.
Am I going to any Caps games? Not yet, Chaco. Well, I've been to a couple already, but I'll let you know when I'm going. All right? Definitely not going tonight. I don't want to even look at a sport tonight after that last night. Worst part is we took a party bus to the game, which was awesome on the way there. Vibes were immaculate. And then on the way home, it was just the worst. There was just strobe lights and music blasting and
pain.
Zero joy. Zero joy in my body. People kept asking if I was okay. I kept saying no. I'm like, what the fuck you want me to say? No, I'm not okay. Our season's over. This is all for nothing. Why are we here? Why am I in Landover, Maryland right now? It's unbelievable. Post FedEx clarity is unbelievable. It really is. After you go to FedEx, afterwards when they lose, you're like, why the fuck am I here? I'm in Landover, Maryland at the shittiest stadium ever built that has Lego blocks all around it and 30% Giants fans.
Yeah.
Road lights, music, and piss. Yep, Victor, you get it.
Say I definitely feel your pain. I felt the same way every time I go to Raymond James and I watch Mike Glennon blow a 20-point lead to any other team.
Yeah. I know you've been used to it. Your team's been pissed your whole life, pretty much.
Pretty much.
God, and I wasn't really watching the full game, the Bucs game fully. We did have a TV at the tailgate, but I was so fucking drunk and I really wasn't paying too much attention. So was it just an absolute melt piece from the Bucs?
It wasn't. A lot of it was coaching. I mean, Brady certainly didn't help. We fumbled a couple times. One of them was his fault. I mean,
he had 2 fumbles, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's bad all around. Just bad all around. One of them was a sack fumble, and then one of them he just like threw the ball into Lenny's chest, handing it off, which was awesome. Cool. So I mean, he wasn't great, but I mean, I'll tell you one of the reasons why that melt piece happened is because they started very conservative play calling, which has hurt them all year. I mean, shout out Byron Leftwich, who I say every week should be taking McDonald's orders because he is one of the worst OCs in the NFL. It's awful. So Tom was terrible. Byron was terrible. Nobody helped anybody. It was gross.
Were you there? Boots on ground?
Yeah, I was there.
Nice. So we were just at 2 of the fucking worst games ever.
Yeah, live piss sessions. That's what it was.
It was so fucking cold too. It's probably still warm down by you at least. It was fucking freezing.
It was perfect last night. It was like 60. It's like 60.
God damn. That makes it even worse, dude. Like you're sitting there freezing your dick off and you got to go in and buy a $20 beer and then come back in and you look to your left, you see sewage spewing out of the stadium. You look to your right, a fucking fence is collapsing onto the field and people are falling on the field and almost killing Jalen Hurts. People forget that happened.
Yeah, people forget.
It like sometimes I'm there at that stadium and I'm like, is this safe? Like, am I safe to be here? Like, it'll get kind of loud and like the ground will start to shake. I'm like, is this bitch going down?
Yeah.
Because I don't trust anyone who's in charge of this place.
Hey, again, I feel your pain. I go to the Trop.
Yeah, the Trop is disgusting, right?
Right up there.
Yeah. Petition to make refs have a media pass conference after games. The thing about that, Sox, is that they don't want the refs involved any more than they are. That's why they're not full-time employees. That's why they don't do shit like that. Let me ask you this, Jovan. After watching that game last night, you think the NFL had a winner they wanted in that game? You think the NFL wanted the Giants to advance there?
Just maybe.
Just maybe?
Yeah.
Do you think that was PI in the end zone as a non-biased fan?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, non-biased. I haven't been on the game and really don't care, but he got murdered in the end zone. I mean, from someone who's played football for a long time, too, I don't know how a ref is going to call that illegal formation after he checked with him or said whatever. It looked like he motioned for him to move up, and he did. And he told him, he signaled that he was good, didn't really make a move after that. So, I mean, those 2 calls, as somebody who is not involved whatsoever, that was pretty clear.
I have never seen anything like that in my life.
Yeah.
That was the closest thing to B-Dubs employees pushing buttons that I've ever seen in my life. That was the closest thing to rigging a game that I've ever seen. And we'll leave it at that.
Certainly can't acknowledge this. That was absolutely
unreal. We didn't play well. Our O-line got destroyed. Their D-line looked great. Our D-line was non-existent.
Yeah.
Non-existent. Embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean,
non-existent.
Not saying like I don't think the Commanders played well enough to win that game. But
no.
Those 2 calls certainly should have at least gave them a chance for a 2-point at least tie the game. Send it to overtime. Maybe tie again in overtime. Same score.
No, I mean, I tweeted out it would be the most Manders thing ever to fucking tie this game the second time, and I thought it was coming. Like, I genuinely did.
I don't know if you know how this works, but that's actually their job. Their job is to tell them if they're on the line or not. That's why you check with them. So, I mean, it's not to blame the ref on every circumstance, but that's literally what they're supposed to do.
He asked him if he was lined up, and he said, yeah. Weird. It is what it is. Yeah, Giants D-line looked great.
fantastic. Yeah.
Giants D-line looked great. And we looked terrible. Heineke looked terrible in the first half. Our O-line looked like our O-line the first month of the season. It's crazy, man. Football, it really is one of the trenches. You could be the greatest fucking quarterback of all time, but if you don't have a line, you're fucked straight up. Like you see even games Mahomes loses, it's usually because his line. He doesn't have time to throw. He doesn't have time to pull off that crazy play. These games are one of the trenches. And I know our O-line sucks, so I'm not even that blown about it. They've been overperforming the last 2 months, to be honest with you. I'm disappointed in the D-line. I'm disappointed in Jonathan Allen, whose name I didn't hear one time last night. And he's one of the most underrated, best football players in the league. And him and Montez Sweat didn't do anything last night. And that we didn't sack Daniel Jones one time.
That's right, Alan.
One time.
That's right.
Tage Thompson, is he still tweaking?
Yeah. He was in one of the two pieces that a lot of people tailed on Saturday. Got that goal, Timothy.
Let's go. All right. Well, let's move. Also, do the Manders have any chance to make the playoffs still?
Yeah, they should. I mean, it's probably
they're the 7th seed. They're the 7th seed, and the Seahawks are right behind them, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Pull up the standings here.
You pull up pull that up real quick. Let's see.
Yeah. No, they're still ahead of the Seahawks. So the Seahawks are 7-7. So they do have that.
We play. Jesus Christ, we have 3 brutal games. We play at San Fran on Saturday.
Oof.
Short week, Saturday afternoon game, Christmas Eve. This coming Saturday. Okay, great. Although I will say, best defense Brock Purdy's played yet so far. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably be on the Manders in that spot. I haven't even looked at the line yet, but
I see a touchdown.
You see -7?
Yep.
Holy shit. If that pulls back to 6.5, I'm in. Anyways, then we play the Browns. That's not an easy game. And if they run the ball like Saquon ran the ball last night, they've got 2 fucking running backs. They're going to destroy us. And then we play the Cowboys. Great. I don't know what happens to Danny Dimes when he shows up to Landover, but he does turn into Mahomes, Sammy. I don't fucking get it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't fucking get it. It's hilarious.
So, yeah, it's looking like they just got to worry about the Lions because, I mean, that win is going to be tough. And they go Panthers, Bears, Packers to finish the season. Switch.
That's their last 3 games.
Yeah, and what? I guess they gotta go on the road next week in Carolina. Super tough environment to go in there. Then Packers, which will be a tough one. Finish off the season, but that's
Seahawks play the Chiefs, Jets, and Rams. I could see the Seahawks. I'm not really too worried about the Seahawks. You're right. No, I'm way more worried about the Lions.
I think they're dead.
Lions are coming. Great. They're coming for us, man. Fuck.
Yeah, they just
Lions
might.
are winning out. Yeah, they might win out.
Jazz
Lions are on fire.
AFC South. Yes. Would love that.
Damn.
Would love that.
Yeah, how about them Jags, huh?
Yeah, I would love that for my ticket. I'm already talking about it.
Yep.
That'd be huge.
All right. And then World Cup. I've been shitting on the World Cup. I really don't care about the World Cup. I just don't care for soccer. Or grown men, crying on the field or flopping around like they just got shot in the leg when they literally just tripped. I can't watch it. It upsets me that much. But I will say that game yesterday was fucking awesome.
That was incredible.
I'll give you guys that. All right? That game was fucking incredible, and I cannot take my eyes off it. And I don't think I could say that about a soccer game ever in my life. So that was pretty cool, and that was good for the sport, right? It's got to be good for the sport.
For someone who actually does enjoy soccer, that was pretty. I mean, at least the time I've been alive and been able to watch, that was easily the best World Cup final I think we've seen. Just in general, too, one of the best World Cup games we've ever seen.
Messi he checked off his last box, right? That was pretty much his last box he had to check off to be the GOAT, and he kind of did that. So, good for him. Are you a Messi guy or are you a Ronaldo guy?
I'm a Messi guy, 100%. Before this or whatever, but not taking anything away from Ronaldo, but Messi, just the effect that he has with an entire team when he plays, it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Well, look what they just pulled up. Look what they just pulled off.
I mean,
good for him. Yeah, that was awesome. That game was awesome. Another game that was awesome yesterday, the fucking Raiders. Like, what were the Pats doing? Is Bill trying to tank? Is
Maybe.
Bill tanking? I've never seen the Pats do any of that shit.
Yeah, it's strange.
What the hell was that?
Mean, I don't even know, like, because it seemed like when you have Ramondre running and kind of starting the lateral process, and then Jacoby follows through or whatever. Why is that even like a thought? Why is that a thought with a tied game that it could just take you into overtime? Why is that not a coaching point of just go down if you're not making a play or whatever? And like Jacoby Myers, what is he doing? Thinking like throwing the ball, 20 yards backwards to Mac Jones and linemen? Where's that going to take you? That was insane.
Weird.
Insane.
Weird. It was weird. Was that Mac Jones who got the stiff arm from the defensive player who got? Okay.
I mean, yeah,
that was nuts.
It's Chandler Jones. Right? I don't expect Mac Jones to put up.
I mean,
I
don't think you and me couldn't fucking tackle. We couldn't tackle him combined.
Yeah,
that dude's a fucking menace.
This too. That touchdown. I was like watching it on the big screen at the game. How the hell was that Keelan Told touchdown a touchdown?
So I wasn't watching that. I didn't see that. What happened?
I mean, it looked like he was pretty clearly out of bounds, and they called it. That was the touchdown to tie the game at 24 in the first place.
Oh shit!
The Raiders.
Okay.
So I really don't know how they called that a touchdown. To be honest with you, I don't know if I'm missing something or if I didn't see some specific angle. I mean, chat, let me know. But
they're all saying, yeah, he had half his fucking foot out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean that's what it looked like. It was insane. So I mean, I hate that for
the far angle showed his entire black part of his shoe was out of bounds. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shocker.
Yeah, Roger made a call there.
Yeah.
Guys, remember, it's a business. It's entertainment. They want specific teams. They want specific players in the playoffs. It's not rocket science, right? You want to put on your best performance, right? And that's really what it is. It's entertainment. It's entertainment.
Especially
I wish it wasn't, but it is. What'd you say?
I said especially in Vegas.
Yeah. Hundo pay. Okay. And then the greatest comeback of all time in NFL history by the Vikings. How about that?
Yeah. That was
an absolute Jeff Saturday tanking masterclass. Maybe the greatest job of all time.
Nuts. Absolutely nuts. I mean, that was a masterclass in tanking, just like we saw that from the Texans too. Talk about a Texans masterclass in tanking. They impress me every week. It's awesome.
They're finding new ways.
I mean, they're at the point where they're just able to be competitive now and not tank the entire game, but they're just new ways to lose the game at the end every single time. It's honestly impressive.
It really is. It really is. Frank Harris and the offense turned the ball over 5 times in a row. Sure. Frank Harris will be back for his 12th year this year. He's coming back.
Yeah.
But all right, let's move. I want to talk briefly about the AP college basketball poll.
There were some big games this weekend.
There were some big games.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about some of these moves, Jovan? Obviously, Purdue still sitting at number 1. We saw UConn get a bump. We saw Houston come up and get a bump after beating UVA, right?
Yeah.
And Kansas back up to 4. Arizona, a big win. This weekend, too. They're up to 5. UVA have fallen a little bit to 4 after, I guess you would call that a good loss. Who were you most impressed by from this list here?
I mean, from this list, I would say I was most impressed by Houston, not saying they played the best, but I think in a game like this, the way that their offense has been struggling for, I don't know, a couple weeks now. And again, not to say they played great. This is a really, really big win for them. Really big win for them to go. I don't know where it was. I didn't watch the game, but I know it wasn't at home. So for them to go neutral site or wherever it was and go and beat a very, very talented Virginia team and a very talented Virginia defense as well, that's huge for them. And I think this is hopefully going to springboard them to be a little better going forward. Got a couple layup games until conference play. I guess I have one and then conference play starts. But they need to get going because this is it's going to hit them pretty quick once they start going on the road. They're another one of those teams that I'm really scared about going on the road once you get into conference play against some of those better teams in that conference. So most impressed with them. So most disappointed in Bama. That's for sure. I liked the Zags in that game, took them everything, so I was excited about it. But every time you think this Bama defense takes a step forward, they go back and take 7 steps back. And again, Gonzaga, regardless of how good they are, good they've been, or as much as they disappointed, they do have the offensive guns, but they haven't shown it too much lately. And they went and did absolutely anything they wanted to that Bama defense, and it sucks. It goes back to kind of, I mean, they're missing, I forget his name, Namari Burnett. So that's a huge deal. But that's going to trouble them a lot going forward. So I'm scared now. Yeah, turn the ball over.
Turnovers.
They're young.
Turnovers.
They're young and they're starting to show it.
Yeah, expected. Okay.
I'll tell you what, for Bama, I think it's not this week, but next week they go. Yeah, their first SEC game is on the road at Mid-State, which I'm not a huge Mid-State believer, but if Bama and their guards are turning the ball over this much, they are going to have real trouble in that game.
That's for sure. Got to use that basketball brain too, right? Yeah. Okay. I was very impressed by Arizona pulling off a win against a pretty good defense in Tennessee. Do I think Tennessee is the best team in the country? No, but pretty good squad. Definitely an older squad too. So that was an impressive win, in my opinion. And this is Zulis Tabulis, dude, or however the hell you say his last name for Arizona. He's nice.
Yeah.
He's fucking good.
He's scary, dude. He's such a matchup problem. It's like
him and Bayo, the big man, the center, who's like 7 foot but looks like he's 8 foot. Yeah. This team's got size. This team can score. This team has great guard play too. They got guys like fucking Courtney Ramey who are playing really well now. I think Courtney Ramey's been great for this team, the senior coming over from Texas. Yep. I like what I've seen out of him here as opposed to last season. This Arizona team is really fucking good. Maybe it's the year they finally do something. We'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, I think so too. I think they're really good. And Tubelis is scary. He's like a bigger Sabonis.
That is insane. All right, we're looking at 11 through 25 here really quick. Gonzaga, your boys, good call this weekend, getting a much-needed win there. We see them moving up 4 spots. We see Wisconsin moving up 5 spots. My Hokies moving up 3 spots. Hell yeah. Same with Miami. And then you're seeing guys like Auburn moving down 4 spots. Kentucky, a bad loss again in a game I thought they were going to win. They kind of played like shit. They're down 6 spots. Indiana dropping 2. Same with Duke and Baylor, a spec. A team that nobody's talking about, Mississippi State, undefeated, sitting at 15.
Yeah, I'm out on them.
You don't like them? You're out?
Nah. Their defense is great, and it's going to keep them in a lot of games, but they have no offensive flow or whatever. I mean, especially like they're so out of their element when they go neutral site or on the road. They're just, once they get into SEC play, they'll be exposed. But love them. I mean, UCLA, I know Kentucky didn't look great in that game, but UCLA I've been really impressed with. They look great. Not even just that game, but the Maryland game, dominating that game. It's like they go into a lot of these kind of matchup problems where they're naturally a pretty small team and they just play bigger than they are. I mean, they got guys like, I think Nick Singleton, that's his first name. But Singleton has been a better complement to Tiger Campbell than I think I expected him to be this year. It's a little more consistent on that end. So I will really love what they're doing. And I would not be shocked on it. Like, I've been impressed, to be honest with you, from a lot of the Pac-12, and I've been disappointed from a couple other conferences. So it could be really good. Maybe they're the team that everybody thought they were going to be last year.
Yeah. UCLA has been very impressive too. I've never really been a big believer. I thought they just had kind of a breakout year. But they're still really good. And Amari Bailey really hasn't tweaked yet. He's playing starter minutes. He's playing 27 minutes a game.
He's been defending. He's been defending really well, so I'll give him that.
Okay.
Hasn't been a great scorer or facilitator quite yet, but he's doing non-stat sheet things.
Okay. All right. He's just a freshman too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll get there.
And then shout out the Hokies. Don't let the Hokies get hot. Rodney Rice, from what I'm hearing from my sources, is close to coming back. A 5-star from DeMatha in DC.
Yeah.
Really excited to see what he does to our offense. He is so athletic, and I think he'll help because we've got too many white guards who just kind of shoot and stand on the 3-point line, Jovan. And we need my guy from DeMatha coming in hot to kind of bring a little bit of athleticism, a little bit of power, right? And not just have Padula and my guy Couture jacking up threes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it works when they're going in, but when Couture's 0 for 5 from 3 and gets scared to shoot, we're fucked. So that's when we need guys like Rodney, and that's when we need our big boys who aren't even big, but Mutz and Basile to step up. My guy Chaco knows.
Yeah.
My guy Chaco and Chad knows from DC. He knows Rodney's legit.
Team above Virginia Tech's better anyway.
Yeah, I know. I knew you're going to say it. You're ahead of us by 1, whatever. If we played you guys, I think you guys would probably beat us by 10.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I'll say the most disappointed team I'm seeing here is by far Auburn, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it. Like in that Memphis game, I guess I was on a Saturday, so we didn't have a show to talk about it. But whenever they go on the road, they can't play on the road. It's been a thing for years, and it's incredibly apparent now. And they went to that game at Memphis, and then they came and went on the road against USC. And what do you know? Another letdown. I know it was Wendell Carter's kind of coming back party, and he wasn't fantastic. Like anytime this team goes on the road, I'm gonna fade them because it's a thing. The jungle is great. That's where they get a lot of their energy from, and I just don't believe in this team.
Did you guys cover against Mississippi Valley State last night?
Oh yeah, easy.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't take that.
Yeah.
All right, and how about Arizona State, by the way?
Yeah.
What they're doing, just winning and covering every fucking night, it's really getting on my nerves, I'll be honest with you. But again, like you said, the Pac-12.
The Pac-12 is nice. Like
don't let the Pac-12 get hot.
I don't want to say always, but when it calls for it or the situation calls for it, I am a big Pac-12 is not good because they're really just never that good in any sport. Whatever you talk about, they're always a little overrated, I think. But this year, I mean, we talked about UCLA, talked about Arizona State. Arizona is obviously great. We got a team in Utah who I think is going to make some noise. They can really defend. USC, I think, is a team people are still sleeping on a little bit because they're going to score. They're going to do whatever. They can win so many different ways. Oregon, I think, is going to start to hit their stride come conference play. Washington's really good. I mean, you got a lot of guns in this conference and a lot of big, I guess, non-conference matchups in this last, week or so. I mean, UCU's going to Utah on Wednesday. That's going to be a big game. Arizona State going to San Fran that same day. Washington hosting Auburn, which is another game. You can probably guess who I'm going to be on. So, I mean, they got a lot of chances here to show what they can do. I think they're really good.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Pac-12 making moves in basketball before their conference explodes. Good for them. Bet Beast is asking if Derek Buchanan's going to play. The only time that kid's going to be seeing the court is if he's either holding, Basile's jockstrap for him or maybe his water cup. That's probably about it. Besides that, he's going to be grabbing dick on the bench. That kid's not playing for shit. Although I'm very excited for him when he gets older and fills out a little bit. The kid's a twig. He's going to be good. He's going to be good. Okay. Anything Hoosiers go on the road fade? Ron, you're not wrong. Hoosiers at home? Hoosiers at home? Wagon, Assembly Hall. Unless Arizona's coming to town. Hoosiers on the road? Fadeable.
Very.
Trace Jackson Davis? Fadeable. Overrated, in my opinion. But he does have a triple-double this year. He does have a triple-double, and he does have – he's very inconsistent. Okay, he'll have games that tend to be in prime time a lot against good opponents. He'll have games he goes ghost. So keep your eyes on that. Also, what's the update on the fucking exam? Did you pass?
I believe so. So he posted I believe so, but I have to wait until the grade officially drops. So I'm pretty sure I'm home free, but I don't want to say anything before it's official.
Okay. No jinx, but let us know.
No jinx,
okay?
yeah.
All right. You want to get into some of these games today? What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I guess I should stop sharing this. There we go. Boom. Boom. We take an IUPUI under at 4 o'clock.
Should be free. So that game, yeah, they're playing the USI.
They're playing the Screaming Eagles. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Screaming Eagles are going to win this game by 25, probably. Not betting it though.
They just might.
Not betting it.
They just might.
Any games that you've taken a peep at today that are catching your eye here, Jovan?
I mean, so I've taken a peep at this Hofstra USF game because for whatever reason we just all group decided boots on ground for a Ball Sack State game. We'll go.
You're gonna go to USF?
Yeah.
Sure.
Been trying to just hit whatever's around me while I'm wherever I am. So
yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, we're in Tampa. Why not? This game sucks, but we're gonna make our best attempt. The one kind of issue surrounding this game, whether it's an issue or ends up being kind of the sticking point for a bet, Aaron Estrada is averaging over 20 points for Hofstra. He's literally their entire team. Game time decision. He hasn't played, I think, the last 2 or 3 games with an ankle injury. And starting to see this line stuck at USF -1.5 for pretty much since it opened until lately. It's starting to creep up to 2.5. So maybe that's kind of an indication that he's not going to play.
Even them being the favorite in this game tells me he's probably not going to play. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that's kind of what
USF gets respect. Why do they get respect?
They do get a lot of big lines, and that's why I continuously fade them because they're not good.
I know, but why do they get respect? I don't understand. I know they have a lot of transfers this year that are supposed to be okay.
I think part of it is just because of how they play. Because I guess if they force teams like Hofstra obviously wants to run a little faster than USF is going to let them. That's the deal with a lot of teams that they come in and play at home in Tampa, whatever. So I guess that could be a reason they just kind of take teams out of their element, and that's why they get these big lines, but they just really don't amount to anything. So it confuses me every time I see it. So it's confusing. I don't know what to do with them just in general. But in this game, if we're seeing a move to 2.5, maybe, if that's it, I definitely would be compelled to be on the side of Hofstra if it's Aaron Estrada out.
Yeah, if he's out, for sure.
Yeah, if he's out and that's all we're seeing, I'm good to buy into that.
Did you use SeatGeek to get your tickets?
Probably should. But yeah, that's an on the way, literally on the drive thing. There's going to be 5,000 empty seats.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to find out if we're betting this game or not, why don't you go ahead and follow us over at Pickets? Why not? Go ahead and give us a follow over there. You can see whatever bets I got locked in today. We got college football. We got NFL. We got college basketballs. We've got everything. We got NBA. We got NHL. We got the fucking Thanos Infinity Stone. We got it all. We got the whole fucking fist. Okay? Give us a follow. Picket Sports. See what cake we're giving out today.
Yeah.
All right?
Cake.
Back in Virginia today for the rest of the week at least. So all the bets will be tracked legally. Okay? On Pickets. But I'm with you, though. I'm with you on Hofstra. If he doesn't play and they're only +1.5, +2, +2.5, sure.
Yeah. Gonna end.
If he does play and this is the spread, you'll be on USF, though. I'm assuming.
I mean, just in general, like if this happened, if he was out or if he plays and the spread was there, I probably wouldn't touch this game. But yes, since I'm going, have to have a play, it would probably have to be USF. But I'm looking at my man Russell too for some boards, especially if he doesn't play for USF.
Ooh, a little prop.
Yeah, I mean we're trying to craft something up. Me and the boys, we've been spamming some chats, trying to figure out what the move is. But I don't even want to try and say his last name, Chua, or however you pronounce it or say it, whatever. I'll be looking at him for boards. It's a lot more green than usually I would like things that I take to be. But especially if he's out, he's one of their bigger rebounding guards for Hofstra, and just in general, they're very small. I think they'll be able to take advantage of that, especially because they're going to slow him down a bit.
Okay. We'll get to the Sienna line, guys. People are asking if we can drop the Picket link in chat.
Picket link?
Just go to the App Store and type Picket. Type in Picket, okay? You'll be okay. I promise.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. See Mr. Darius McGee is hanging at 4 threes today.
I mean, he's an absolute bucket.
I know, yeah. I've never seen that. Never seen it.
I mean, the guy shoots like 10 threes a game.
I know. I mean, there's guys like
He's a menace.
even with guys like I don't know, who's a comparable guy like Abe Smith. Abe Smith, he shoots like 10, I guess you want to call it. Dude's only been up for 3.5 max. Andrew Taylor for Marshall, who puts up 75 shots a game, same thing. He's never been up for that. I don't think I've seen a 4 all year in 3-pointers in college basketball.
How are they playing Grambling State?
They are.
How did our shooters fare? Let me check and see how our shooters fared against Grambling State. We played them on Saturday.
I got it.
Let's see how Couture did. You got it up, you said?
Yeah, I do.
How did Padula shoot?
Padula and Couture both went 4 of 8 from 3.
Well, okay. So I guess Grambling's 3-point defense isn't too great.
I mean, VT went 11 for 27 from 3. But I mean,
shout out Maddox for thinking he's a 3-point shooter now, even though he's the best mid-range shooter I've ever seen in my life, and now he's trying to be 3-point guy, and it's not working.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest with you, they're looking at it. Their 3-point defense is not great. It's towards the bottom, but it also could be even worse, kind of under the surface. I mean, they've played Incarnate Word twice. They've played Dartmouth. They've played Colorado. They've played Grand Canyon. Those are all teams who are not particularly well at shooting 3. So, I mean, they're sitting not great. I mean, they let Grand Canyon go 14 of 38 from 3. Maybe it was a little earlier in the year, but it's a little aggressive.
That's a lot of threes.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah. So maybe don't take his under today.
I mean, yeah, at 4, I'm certainly not taking his under.
Yeah, so you're thinking about taking his over.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen a 4.
Sure. Okay. We'll keep that one in your back pocket. I mean, Darius McGee, that's a good guy to have your coins on. You can say it's square. You can say whatever. That kid is a freak, and that guy gets buckets.
And I do think Grambling is not horrendous as a team. So I know it's a number we're seeing at 12. I think that game going to at least stay at the point where he's going to be in the game for
100%. Grambling has one of the hardest schedules at this point in the season for for a mid-major. I guess we call them mid-major.
State. Minus
literally. Like why are they doing? They're just getting the shit kicked out of them for fun.
Yeah,
I think Grambling had some upsets. Didn't Grambling have an upset earlier this year? Didn't they beat somebody?
I mean, they beat Vandy last week. Last week.
It might be it.
You don't see much else unless you count. I mean, they didn't win those games, or they did. They beat Incarnate Word, one of the 2 games.
No, not Incarnate Word. Also, shout out Lindsey Scott and shout out The Word on Friday. Thank you for that reminder, Jovan. It's sad. We're not going to be able to bet on The Word anymore.
I know.
Their season has come to a close. As you guys know, good teams win, great teams cover. Well, they covered their ass off on Saturday, but they couldn't pull off the win. It really hurt. But I hope you guys took that. He's saying they actually got cheated. Damn, Marty, was there some refs bullshit? But yeah, RIP The Word wagon. Lindsey Scott will not be coming back to The Word next year. He'll be in the NFL.
Yep.
Do you think he'll be drafted?
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he gets drafted, but I think it's going to be one of the situations where they try and make him switch positions. So,
seriously?
Yeah, I mean, it's stupid.
Have you seen him throw a deep ball, though? It's bad.
Oh, I know. I'm not campaigning for it. I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked if that's the avenue they go, because that's the avenue they go with a lot of quarterbacks like him, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, I think he's fucking awesome, and I'd like the Commanders to draft him. I'm not even bullshitting.
Yeah.
Not even bullshitting. He's unbelievable. Shout out The Word. We appreciate your service, gentlemen from Incarnate Word. Down in Texas, by the way. People forget.
Yeah.
People forget. Is that close to you or no?
No. Not at all. Not at all. You know what is kind of close to me, though, now that we're talking about the Southland Conference and being able to fade The Word.
Sure.
Texas A&M Commerce. It's like an hour away. It's like the same distance to Trent's house from my house.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna have to make it out there. See one of those games.
See the Corpus Christi boys.
Yeah, just might.
Okay. I didn't see that. North Dakota fumbled on their own 30, and somehow it got called back after review. Damn, that's beat.
That sucks.
That's beat. Marty, the boys at Incarnate Word, they got fucked. That's you take the Commanders from me, whatever, but you mess with Incarnate Word, that's where we draw the line.
Yeah,
that's some bullshit. Damn, bro, fuck that. I wanted to bet on that team again. That would have been a squad ride again. It probably would have smacked.
Yeah,
that team. Their coach. That was their coach's first year there.
Was it actually?
And he got hired already out. He already got hired out from Texas State. He's going FBS already after 1 year. Don't be surprised. And his name is like JC something. Not Gigi Jackson, but what the fuck is his name? His name is hold on. Still have FedEx brain. I don't want to hear it. Let's see. GJ Kinney. Sure. GJ. Never heard of that before in my life, but that is his name.
Badass.
And he will be a coach at a Power 5 school in the next 5 years, and you're going to remember GJ. GJ is what it is.
That's badass.
GJ. Sure. GJ Kinney. The dude's a dog. He's a great coach. He got hired out already. What are you saying, Ron? He played for them in 2013, 2015? He played for Texas State? That's kind of cool if he did. All right. Anywho, back to the hardwood. Okay. People keep asking me about this fucking Siena game. I'm not really in a rush to take Siena, especially with that line movement to St. Bonaventure. I'll be honest with you. I don't really know why people are saying I'm going to be on them, especially with the Bonaventure coming off a bad loss as a favorite. So I will not be on Siena for those asking. I won't be on anything in this game. Do you like a side in this?
Not really. I mean, it's the Bonnies. I'm not a Bonnies fan. I think they're very overrated, which yes, that makes me want to fade them. But it also, I feel like Vegas is starting to catch up to that a little bit, especially after they lost that game to FCU. They got romped by Iona, romped by Buffalo too. I think Siena would be the play. I'm just not running to it.
Okay. Now, I know this is another Dick Butt State, and the Dick Butt State sharp spots have not been hitting. But give a look to North Dakota State getting a point against Western Illinois on a 3-game winning streak with a winning record. The Bison are going to travel to Western Illinois. The Bison are led by Grant Nelson, pretty decent junior from North Dakota. That's about it. That's about all they got. They're only getting a point coming off of getting stomped in their last game. They've lost 4 or 5. They're traveling to Western Illinois. Decent basketball program here. Who's got 3 wins in a row. That line's short, in my opinion. But, like I've said, not in a rush to bet this because these small schools have not been hitting in these sharp spots. They just haven't. Sucks. Sometimes they do. They have been losing more than they've been winning. Just plain and simple. So I'm not sprinting to go bet that. Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I still think – I know the records say one thing, but when you look at these teams, I don't think there's that big of a gap. So, I'm not shocked to see this line, and I would be still tempted to go with Western Illinois because I don't care who they're playing. It's still a shock for me to see them favored over damn near anybody because they're only half their games, and you're not great against the spread in the first place. I just think this is a game. It's going to be up and down. It's going to be a lot of points. I just think Western Illinois is just going to get to the rim at will. So it's like I don't want to go with North Dakota State on this one.
Okay. We move. College of Charleston wagon plays today.
They do.
In a really tough place to play. At least last year it was. At Coastal Carolina. This team at home last year covered damn near every game. They had a streak going in towards the end of the season where they covered almost every game. They win, and they cover at home. This spot scares me for the wagon. It really does. Do I like the move from 6.5 to 8.5? Sure, I sure as hell do. Is Coastal Carolina very overrated? I think they're a little overrated still. They did just get their best player on their team back in their last game, and they won outright as a dog. So it's also a good spot to fade them there. But I think 8.5 is too many points on the road at a tough place to play when Coastal's been pretty damn good too. Or sorry, Charleston's been pretty damn good. They're 11-1. It's probably a stay away spot. Can't take the wagon today.
Yeah, I do think they at least I would probably be tempted to go with an over in this one. I think looking at the way this is a Coastal Carolina kind of tax line because they give up points, they score, they play kind of fast paced in games where it's teams that play kind of a similar tempo to them. But Charleston hasn't been scoring much recently. I mean, they've played a lot of slower games against Stetson. That game didn't make it out of the 60s. Same with the Presbyterian game. Citadel game also stayed under, which partially is Citadel, but it's a tough one. I think their offense gets back on track today, whether they cover or not. So I think we get points in this one. And Coastal Carolina, whether they hang with them or not, I think their defense is going to be a revolving door.
Okay. We'll talk about the ball game in a second. We're almost done these shit college basketball games. Okay? Making sure we're not missing anything here. The rest of these games blow.
I mean, all these games really are just, again, terrible. But start to get some good games in the next couple of days, at least.
Even the night games, man, they're terrible.
They are pretty bad. What about Omaha?
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I was looking at Cal State Northridge. I liked Omaha until I saw the line move towards Denver's.
Did it?
Yeah, I mean, I could pull up the map and see where it's actually been moving to check the Carfax. But I'm seeing Denver open up as a dog, and now they're favorites. But please correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, in that situation, I know Denver's been a team that's kind of had suspicious lines a couple of times, but if they opened up as a dog against Omaha on the road, it's not really a line move that can scare me off that one unless it's significant personally.
I know, Omaha's terrible. Why the hell? I'm with you.
They're not bad. They're not bad ATS, but
let's see.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely catching my eye, and I could be wrong about the moving to a favorite here. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, Denver is minus 1.5. Okay. On DK, it opened up at +2. Now it's +1.5. Okay. BetMGM +2.5 to +1.5. Okay. FanDuel +1.5. Juiced to +1.5 still. Okay, so I think I'm wrong. I think they did open up as +1, and they're +1.5, +2.5 on some books, Jovan.
Ooh,
and it's actually getting shorter.
Yeah,
maybe it is the boys. Maybe it is the boys from Omaha, the sharpshooters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them.
We've been waiting for this team to score for 2 years.
Yeah, they haven't played a single-digit game in their last 5. They haven't played a single-digit game since Thanksgiving. So
you're saying they haven't been within 10 points of a team since Thanksgiving?
They have a 1 10-point loss, I guess game after that they won by 10.
I mean, they're terrible, yeah.
Four games. 4 games have been double-digit losses in a row.
They're also – they get weird line respect too, I feel like. But
yeah, a little bit. But, I mean,
it definitely catches my eye.
Spots.
It definitely catches my eye, dude.
Yeah.
Denver covering 4 in a row as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've been wagons. Absolute wagons. They've beat every single line possible.
Yeah, so why the hell are they only -1.5 to shitty Omahas?
Yeah.
Okay. That might be the best CBB angle we have yet today. I mean, it's
not saying much.
No. It's really not saying much. But there's one more game I want to talk about, and then we're going to get to the bowl game. All right? And it's Deontay Bostic and Cal State Northridge boys at home. These guys haven't won a game since Thanksgiving either. Since before Thanksgiving, they haven't won a game. And they're sitting at 4.5. They opened up at 4. They're sitting at 4.5 tonight against Idaho, who's almost got a 500 record. An Idaho team that's won 3 of 4, an Idaho team that's covered 4 in a row. That's a little interesting to me. Haven't looked at the splits. Wow, this is interesting. 52% of bets and 94% of handle on Cal State Northridge -4.5. Granted, there's probably 10 bets on that game.
Yeah, it's pretty fat.
But I'm thinking Cal State Northridge I mean, the total's in the 130s. Them being minus 4.5 here, that's a pretty fatty spread, especially with a team that hasn't won in over a month. I like Cal State Northridge, but it's another dick butt state. Thoughts?
Yeah, this one's weird. I don't know if I'm running for Northridge or running to Northridge. It seems almost a little too obvious unless we see a big move. Like for me personally, it's like you're 100% right about pretty much everything. It just seems so over glaringly obvious of a trap that I don't know if I can get myself to bite into it. But I don't know. It's partially just because it's a dickhead state game. But
I know. It's hard to get excited about those.
I know. It's all we got. It's all we got.
And then the last game we'll touch on is Manhattan. People are talking about the Jaspers and Samir Stewart getting 4 points, open up at plus 5.5. Now they're only getting 4 points after losing outright to Central Connecticut State, who I'm pretty sure has 2 wins this season.
Yeah.
They just lost outright to them as a favorite. They've lost 4 in a row. This Manhattan team, they had some drama before the season. I think their coach left like a week before the season, and so did their best player. So this team is in turmoil. This team is bad. Don't know why the line is moving towards the Jaspers. I don't understand it. So that's another game that's a little weird as well.
Marist also sucks, though.
Yeah, Marist blows.
I mean, it's not like we're talking about some of the other games, but
Marist blows.
Marist is bad. I mean, as far as like line respect, they were at a pick 'em against Maine. Like talking about that. I mean, Maine's god awful. They're 21-point underdogs at Boston College. They were underdogs against Merrimack on Sunday too. I mean, I don't know.
Minor and Merrimack, did they get the job done?
Let's see. Yeah, they won by 3.
Let's go.
Maine did.
Sure.
So I don't know. I don't. Is this line like over insanely weird to you?
I don't think it's insanely weird. I think the move is weird with 22% of bets, 10% of handle on Manhattan ML, and 36% of bets, 28% of handle on Manhattan spread. I think the move is weird, but I don't think the line is weird. I think both teams suck.
Yeah.
So
I can get behind that.
We're on the same page there.
Yeah.
Let's move to the bowl game. Let's go to the Myrtle Beach Bowl. You cool with that?
Oh, yeah.
All right. God, man, everyone's taking UConn today. What a great story, huh? What a great story UConn is making a bowl game. They're going to get their fucking dicks kicked in tonight. Not even tonight. The game starts in an hour. Yeah. Are you on Marshall here? Spread? Has it moved too many points? What's going on here? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I would be a little concerned getting in at this number because it does feel like maybe it's moved, and I wouldn't be shocked to see it kind of land at 10, kind of in between the move. But I just don't see how UConn is going to do anything, personally. I think this Marshall defense, for those who aren't familiar, they're going to suffocate UConn. There's not going to be much they'll be able to do it whatsoever. I mean, Marshall's defense, when you talk about, I think there is an interception square up for the UConn quarterback for this game, which I'm going to take because I think they're going to get shut down on the ground. And this Marshall team has more interceptions forced than the touchdowns they've given up through the air this season. So if you're throwing and you're going to have to throw in very obvious passing situations, I think they're going to take advantage of that. And I mean, we talk about what Marshall can do, at least on the ground offensively. It's insane. I mean, talking about like they got their 2 guys back there, could easily see a double 100-yard game from the both of them, which is why both of their lines are as high as they are. So I don't want to take the under. I don't want to dabble with that because that honestly is the more public play instead of UConn that I've seen all day. But I think Marshall just rolls.
Okay. You don't think it's weird they're putting up Zion Turner pick after he threw 2 picks against Army last week and a pick the week before against Liberty? Doesn't it scare you a little bit?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not too concerned.
Right. What I will say is, I mean, we saw what happened when this UConn team played a decent defense in Army 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, they got manhandled.
Yeah,
now they face an even better defense.
Yeah. Seriously.
How's that going to go?
I don't think too well.
What's the motivation level here for Marshall? They got guys sitting out. They want to play.
Oh, they got everybody.
They got everybody playing. They want to win this game.
Yeah, and when we talk about Kalen LeBourne too, he's been great for them, but they have Rasheed Ali, who's one of the best, or was one of the best kind of group of 5 skill position players before he was injured all year. So he's still taking pretty much every chance he can to be in the fold for them, and he's going to be in full fold for them today. So like both of those backs going to be great. Cam Fancher, much improved at quarterback with ball control, just overall decision making. He looks good on the ground too. I wouldn't be mad at a play on his rushing yards if we're looking for a square. But I think they just roll in this game.
Okay. And you said you think the under is public here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, certainly from what I've seen, and it makes sense. 100% makes sense, and I'm not willing to fade it or go against it, but it's I don't know how UConn's going to score, but I wouldn't be surprised if Marshall did a little bit to get there themselves.
God, this line is moving to 12.5, Jovan.
I know it's moving quick, which is why I'm not eager to kind of get in at that number. Because I could easily, I mean, it's happened with Marshall a lot. They kind of cruise and go up, 2 scores, 3 scores, and then late touchdown, field goal, and it's back at 10.
I still think they win this game by 14 plus, and I'm not really worried about the move.
It's fair.
I really think they win this game big, and I think it's a great fade UConn spot. I've seen a lot of UConn bets already today for no real reasoning other than congrats to UConn on making a bowl game. I don't know why everyone's acting like this is like their favorite team, like we've been rooting for them the past decade. I've seen too many bets. I've seen enough. I'll be on Marshall. I'll be on that defense. They're going to ball.
Yeah.
They're going to ball.
Interested to see what the picket splits are for this game. Take a look.
You taking a peep?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 70%-ish on UConn spread. Money in bet percentage. So we know where the people are at.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, I'm on minus 12.5. I don't give a hoot. I would take 13.5.
Fair enough.
Let's ride the herd. All right, you like any other bets in this, or do you want to move to Monday Night Football? What do you want to do?
You can slide to Monday night.
Words. You like the Packers?
Yeah.
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 I like the Packers. I don't know if I'm ready to bet on them or lay minus 7.5. But I'll tell you what, plus 7.5 after what Baker Mayfield did last week.
Yeah.
And it being the Rams and everyone thinking the Rams are back, kind of. Wouldn't mind fading that spot. Wouldn't mind fading that plus 7.5. You kidding me?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either. The one thing, or I guess there's a couple things, but the one thing that really, really concerns me from what I've seen so far this morning is it seems like a Tua and Buffalo situation. They're all talking about an LA team and Baker Mayfield in the cold.
Oh, no.
Which scares me. I don't even think it's going to be that cold, but that's what I've seen so far. I'm worried to play that angle, but I do think after what Baker did, I think if you look on Pickett too, the most popular prop that they have listed is Baker Mayfield passing yards, or the most popular prop that's been picked or put in entries or anything. So I don't think people are going to be running exactly to fade Baker Mayfield, and with the hook at the touchdown, it's very enticing.
Dude, you know what I want to fade from Baker? It's his fucking passing yards, which is at 183 after he had 230 last week when he had the playbook for a night.
Yeah.
Like I know he's going against a better defense. I know he's going against the Packers tonight and not, the Swiss cheese Raiders defense. But damn, that's low.
That is interesting.
That's low. Like if you look at his little chart too, his stupid little chart, he's green in 4 or 5. Like it looks too easy. It
does.
Give me that under, bro.
I'm not against that.
You like it?
Yeah. I mean, it's the most popular prop, so I'm automatically not with taking it, but I'll be glad to fade it. I think it is definitely a little matchup dependent, but after what we saw last week, it's certainly one to look at.
Agreed.
There's a couple interesting, I guess, squares and moves in this game. I mean, I noticed
I thought Cam Akers' square was a little. I thought his yards was a little high.
It is
in a game with a losing game script.
Yeah, and all of the I've seen a lot of that under for sure.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of that under. A lot of Tutu Atwell over, which I'm not against taking that regardless.
Yeah, I'm just staying away from Tutus.
That's gotten bumped up 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
So I saw 3. It might have been 4 at this point, but that his yards are sitting at 32.5 now. I think they're at 23 or 22.5 when they opened. So it's interesting, and the Packers, their run defense isn't great, so I get why this number is super high. It's just a question of involvement for Cam Akers. That's what concerns me, because if we are to go the over, and he fumbles in the first drive, he ain't seen the ball for a majority of the game. Or I mean, just
if he does that, then we took a bad bet. That's on us, you know.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, those are like the 2 that stood out to me. I also looked at the odds. I don't know if you did this on your little show before this or whatever, but I know Aaron Jones has been a little banged up throughout the week. But for us to see AJ Dillon leading in touchdown odds, I think was a little apparent of how his involvement in this game is going to be. So, especially if they're up in this game, which I expect them to be for at least a good portion of the game, he's going to have to be the bruising back for that team against that run defense. It's still good with or without Aaron Donald.
You know, I thought that too, and then I looked and saw what his projected rush yards was at, and it's at 45.5 after he had his best game, debatably, of his career last week, where he almost had 100 yards.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird.
I think that's an involvement thing too, though. That's my – I wonder what his – I'm trying to see what his rush attempts is at, if they have those out yet. They don't have those out for the Packers yet, but it's interesting. Interesting to say the least.
And they got Cam Akers at 14 after he had 12 last week in a losing game script. I think it's going to be the Cam Akers show, or they're baiting us. Or they're baiting us.
Just might be.
Are you placing any bets on any sides or totals in this one?
Probably not, to be honest with you. I'm not running for anything this game. I think it's a really weird game. But if I had to go with anything, I would take the Packers unless we see a line move back to 6.5 for the Rams. I think it's going to be a tight game a lot of the way through. I think you're going to have to rely on either a Packers blowout or a late touchdown to take this over that number.
DeGen had a good point earlier. He doesn't think the Rams are going to score a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't think their offense is going to do great in this game. I just think it's going to be a really, really ugly game. I mean, the total obviously signifies that, and it can be that way with kind of creeping around or over that total. So I'm not running to the under either. But
yeah,
the Rams, I mean, I like the Baker under passing yards. I like Cam Akers to be the only semblance of offense for that team, him and the GOAT Tutu Atwell. But I don't know what else they're going to do.
I like the Rams team total under 15.5. I just don't see them finding pay dirt more than once, if any. Maybe they get some Matt Gay field goals, whatever. I don't see them scoring. I think Packers defense is going to be fire tonight. And I think that total dropping down with that spread moving towards Green Bay's correlates.
You know what worries me just about that number in general, though? Is that they scored 17 against the Raiders defense at home with Baker on prime time. So there's no way that they go on the road into Green Bay and put up that same number against a much better Packers defense, right? That's what would give me a little concern about that.
Is Trent spoon feeding in chat right now? Is it true?
It's not. He just got ruled in. It's not off the board.
You saying he wants to take Dort under points?
Is that what he's saying?
Dort under, Clarkson over.
Dort under.
Is Dort 18.5? Is that only at 18.5 because SGA was supposed to be out?
That's a good question.
I'm looking.
What are we doing?
I'm looking.
So what are we saying? Dort over?
SGA was ruled out, but now he's questionable. He is going to play. Ooh. I don't know. What is fucking Roto fucker saying? What are they saying? Let me look.
Books took Dort under. What are we pairing it with? What was the pair?
He wants to pair with Clarkson, but I think I might pair it with Baker under passing yards.
Clarkson's over?
Yeah, that's what he was thinking.
All right, I'm in.
Shy game time. Upgraded to questionable. Don't when they usually do this, they end up playing.
Yeah, that's kind of what he's saying. And
not every time, but even I've noticed that. I don't follow NBA that hard.
Yeah, I mean, Books. Someone just said Books took down all the props too. So
no, they're gone.
Books.
Oh, okay. All right, hurry up. Go. I wouldn't nuke this though, guys.
Yeah, wouldn't nuke. Just a responsible. I threw a unit on
Trent. I like the play though, dude. Even if it loses, I like the angle, and yeah, I'm liking it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pair with Baker under passing yards. Word. I only put 250 on it. Okay. Okay. All right, we're in, gents. We're in. Charleston 3-8 on over/under, 8 unders in a row, and Coastal is 3-4 on over/unders this year. Rest of games were D2 schools for CB, and the total went up 5 points. This is the kind of shit I like to hear.
I didn't even know they had 8 unders in a row. I knew they'd gotten a couple lately, but
I know Charleston and VT unders have been soaring. Yeah, I think because everyone expected the offenses to be more electric than they've been of late.
Yeah. Jeez.
After the starts to the season that they had, where they were putting up 90 pieces.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Let's see. Do you think that total is weirdly high where it is at Jovan? 151 and a half now.
When we were talking about it, that was what I said I liked in this game.
That is true.
Didn't want to get involved. I didn't know the trends were that significant though, but that's making me like it even more. Did like that more. Dort did have 24 on it. Well, the thing is, he's taking it because SGA is possibly going to be playing, and he wasn't supposed to be initially.
Right.
That's the reason there.
What are the splits like on this fucking total? Let's see. On DK, Rams no touchdown score has the second best team odds at plus 400, while Packers is plus 1800. Ooh, Nicholas doing some digging. OKC just went from plus 8.5 to plus 5.5.
There we go.
Trent in his little duffel, Duffy.
I see 55% of bets, 85% of money with the arrow on the over.
Oh.
So interesting.
Thoughts?
I mean, I like to play regardless of the splits. Splits are
not on PP anymore.
There we go. Paid out.
I never thought Trent would be spoon feeding me. The tables have turned. Yes, good.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about, Trent. Let's not celebrate like it hit already, because now we're gonna jinx it. All right.
No,
but
anytime something gets bumped or gets taken off, Trent just automatically pays out in his head. Every time. I know we did that during baseball.
Shit already paid out. Trent, remember, he still has to not get those points because there's still a game tonight.
I remember every time we took a
good
fantasy score on Night Sweats or something, and he got bumped. He used to text me, "Congratulations on the play, already hit. Okay. Great call. It was cashed."
Oh man. All right. Do you have any plays? You got any Jovan PODs in hockey or NBA tonight? I'm not even going to go into it unless you got a play you love.
I mean, I've been looking at it. There's nothing screaming at me on the ice, to be honest with you. There's a couple lines that I think are short. I think one that is kind of, I don't know what the splits are like.
Boy, Ali.
There you go, Ali. Kind of like the Canadians, with they're probably not on the right side of these splits, but I think at home the Yotes are kind of everybody's public darling here. And they've won a couple of games recently. They just beat the Isles. They've been competitive against a couple teams. Beat the Flyers too. Flyers. Beat the Bruins like a week ago. So they're back at home where they've been a wagon. They're favored in this game, which is not too often, but it's started to come back a little bit. I think this is just kind of the fake spot for them here. And the total's moving down too. I think we see the Habs in this one, but it's not a favorite one that I have. It's not great. Not a great slate. I don't know. For me,
But the Preds.
I can get behind the Preds. There's a lot of like lines like that I think are shorter or a little short. That one's starting to come back even more. But a lot of lines I think are short. Yeah, that one's.
I mean, the Preds have been a letdown this year, though. They were supposed to be decent, correct? And they've been pretty fucking mid.
Yeah, they've been just not good whatsoever. The one thing that's scaring me is the Oilers are coming off a loss to the Ducks on Saturday, which kind of kept me off that one a little bit because the Ducks are absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. But I think it is the right side.
But you like the Canadians?
I do. It's not a typical level of confidence on the slate for me yet because I haven't really had time to dig into it too much. But I will tell you something that I have heard all day and in this chat: Ovechkin goal. Because he's for the record, and the Caps are sitting minus 175 against the Red Wings at home.
We're gonna lose.
So yeah, Red Wings have been atrocious. What have they lost? 5 in a row.
Caps have been hot. Caps are back.
Yeah, Caps went like minus 200 something down to 175.
Are you gonna be on the plus 1.5 skis here?
Well, no, because they're minus 175 now.
Oh shit! So now it's out of your system.
Yeah, I mean it's out, and it's also like the plus 1.5 is what
juicy Lucy
minus 175 or something.
Break. We got to go ML skis. Fuck.
Yeah.
You think they win that game though? I do too. God
yeah, I do. I wouldn't be against. I mean, it's hard to project, but in a game like that, I wouldn't be against waiting to see if you get a little Cap score first and then hit a live plus 1.5 on the Red Wings.
I feel like the Caps never score first though. But yes.
They don't. It's just if they're up in the game at some point, you can get a good little thing. I don't know.
Okay. Pelicans only plus 1 tonight against the Bucks.
Yeah.
I'm not sprinting to go bet the Pelicans. They're trendy as shit right now, but they're also kind of good.
They are a little bit. They are.
I don't think I like anything in the NBAs.
Yeah, it's a tough day. I don't know. There's a couple ones like I kind of would lean the Spurs in this game. Everybody loves to bet the Rockets, and it continuously. I know some people get better numbers in some of their moves than others because a lot of their numbers have ended up mattering quite a bit, but the Rockets have not been panning out for a lot of the public. So, a spot where they're favored against the poverty Spurs, there's no chance they lose this game at home and don't cover, right?
They've been good at ATS at home.
Yeah, it's the thing. That's the thing. And I heard a lot of that when they were playing Portland this weekend. And everybody was loving the Rockets to go in and win that game against Dame. So,
okay.
Only listen to 12.
Yeah, there might not be an NBA night for the kid after looking at these games.
Yeah, it's really a nothing night at this point. It's just brutal slate in general.
Well, you know what? That's unacceptable. I won't be having that.
You just got to do it.
I won't be having that slander. Because you know what we got to do? We got to stay hot and we got to hit another squad ride.
We do. We do.
Why not us? 4-1 last week?
Oh, yeah.
3-pick winning streak, chat? You guys want to run it? You guys ready? I'm fucking ready. 25-14. That's impeccable. Great work, chat. Job's not done. Job's not finished. Wipe that smile off your face. No fun today. Strictly business. Okay? Let's get to work. Let's get to work. All right. What do you want to put in here, Jovan? We want to put in what?
It's a fantastic question.
Marshall starts in a half hour, so probably don't want to put them in.
Yeah.
We want to put in Omaha.
I'm down to put in Omaha.
Okay.
Plus 1.5.
Low-key, Carly, we can have fun when we all have private islands and bazillions of dollars in our bank accounts. That's when we can have fun.
Yeah.
Until then,
we're cooked. Only business.
Strictly biz. Okay. We'll go Omaha ML. People are dying for that play. What about on ice?
I mean,
Detroit ML?
There's a lot of leans that I have here. I'm not.
Detroit ML or Nashville ML? I'll let you pick. But those are the two I like.
I mean, my issue with, not issue, but I don't know who's in goal or anything for Nashville or the Oilers yet. I don't know if I've seen anything. Let us know. This is actually a great comment too by Probably Safari. I saw that. They don't often have 6 totals. He said that too. But let's see. What do we like? What do we like, chat? On the ice. Give us an ice
Is
pick.
that over getting absolutely shit nuked as well and it's not moving at all?
Let's take a peek at the splits.
Is that true? The last game of the night?
No,
Yeah.
definitely not getting nuked.
Okay.
It's 50-50, more money on the under.
Okay. All right. Preds or good value play Detroit? ML, which one? You pick.
I mean, probably would have to go Detroit.
Let's do it.
It's more uncertainty around the Preds game that worries me a little bit.
Okay. You want to put in? We could put in a prop tonight. We could put in Baker under and try it out. People could bet that straight on the books as well too.
We could do that.
I'd also be down to put in Rams TTU. I'd be down to take the Packers. What are your thoughts on football? What do you want to put in?
I could be down for a little Baker under passing yards.
Okay, let's do it. Baker under. What's the number?
Do
you have
number
that?
on
Baker's passing yards.
183.5.
Or is it higher on the books or lower?
Looking to see. That was the first one I had. Let's see.
193 on 193 on the books. Wow.
Ooh.
Trent nuked his overs. Sure. All right. Always higher on the books. Yeah, probably because his shit's soaring under. Love it. Do we want to roll with these 3? You want to put the Spurs in? What do you want to do?
It's a great question.
What do you want to do?
Great question. I don't know. I have no conviction with a lot of these today.
Okay. Let's roll with these 3. Let's go Baker. We'll run the 3-piece like we've done the last couple days.
Put this in.
Oh,
Charleston,
you want to put that in?
Yeah. Put that in.
All right. Let's put College of Charleston. Yeah, good call. I forgot about that. I'm going to be on that.
Forgot about that one, yeah.
Let's put that in, and then let's put in the Spurs. +5. We got Omaha money line. We've got Detroit money line +145 hockey. We've got Baker under passing yards. We've got College of Charleston and Coastal Carolina over 151 points. And we've got the Spurs +5. Book that shit. Let's get that poll going, and let's go vote. And let's hustle up because we've got 2 minutes. Go, go, go.
Let's do it.
Go, go, go. Favorite play of the day? What do you like the best?
I mean, it would probably be between those 2 college basketball plays, where it's the over Omaha money line. But again, atrocious slate, so grain of salt.
Okay. I'm voting for Baker. I think that's my favorite play. I just think that's a weirdly low yard number. And I know they're going to be probably down and maybe passing late. Maybe we get some Geno Smith bad beat shit at the end. If it is, charge it to the game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm certainly worried about that. But in the same, what makes me feel a little more confident is that we have that super high line for Cam Akers. So, I mean, at least maybe early in the game, it's going to be the Cam Akers show a little bit. So we
this
have
one's neck and neck.
More of a buffer.
Baker got 31 votes. College of Charleston over got 30 votes. It's going to be close. What are you voting for?
I voted for the over.
Charleston over?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that play. It's neck and neck. Go vote. Hurry up. 30 seconds. Go, go, go.
This is something decent to bring up. It's
13
decent to bring
assists.
up because I was looking at like prize picks for all the the sweater props, which I think it's interesting. It's always interesting when McDavid or Draisaitl are up for goals, both of them. And today McDavid is in a sweater and Draisaitl is not. So just laying that out there.
Okay. Illinois State thoughts?
Illinois State? I don't even think
I don't know, but we do gotta shut this shit down. We gotta pass it over to the GOAT, Trent.
We do.
All right. Well, this poll needs to end. Looks like it did. Looks like we got the over in Charleston and Coastal. All right. They trust you today. This is good. I like this play too. Good eyes in chat. For our buddy who found that. Good shit.
Yeah.
Look, last night was tough. Yesterday was tough for us football wise. It's a new week. It's a new day. Let's attack the board. Let's hit some bets. All right. Why not us?
Why not?
Why not us? We'll be seeing